afternoon. Can I have all the spellers come down, please? 1 through 16, 17 through 31. Welcome to the 78th Annual Winston-Salem Journal Regional Spelling Bee, sponsored by Duke Energy and Piedmont Natural Gas. My name is Jody Sarver, and I'm the coordinator of the Spelling Bee for the newspaper. As we celebrate the 78th Bee, we're holding it for the third year here at Hanesbrands Theatre. We're excited because this space features state-of-the-art lighting, audio, and projection systems, and is a performance venue for theater, dance, film, and music. I hope you had a chance to get in and walk around and explore the space some, and hopefully you'll be able to come back for other performances they have throughout the year. At this time, I'd like to welcome our sponsor, Duke Energy, which helps send the winner on an all-expenses-paid trip to compete in the National Bee in Washington, D.C. At this time, I'd like to introduce Jimmy Flight from Duke Energy.
My name is Jimmy Flight. I'm the Director of Government and Community Relations for Duke Energy for this region. I'm excited for Duke Energy and Piedmont Natural Gas to be sponsors of this year's Spelling Bee. You know, it's something we need in the future. We're going to need bright students like these to help us with future employees to build a smarter energy future for all of us. And so with that, I'm not going to delay this any longer. We'd just like to wish all the contestants the best of luck and thank you for letting us be here.
I want to congratulate all 31 spellers who won their system and their group Bs. I'd like to thank all the educators and parents who are here today. Kids, thank your parents. The winner of today's Bee will receive a Champions Trophy, many of you saw when you came in, a 2018 U.S. Mint proof set, and of course, an all-expenses-paid trip to Washington, D.C. for themselves and a parent to compete in the National Bee. For our staff today, you met Tammy when you came in to register, and she also has a consoler there with her named Rhonda, and when the contestant is eliminated, you're welcome to stay and watch the Bee. You're also welcome to leave, but before you leave, please visit Tammy and Rhonda so that they can give you your ribbon and everything, and if anybody's upset, they'll be more welcome to help console them and everything. The rest of the staff here is Sarah Huddleston. Sarah's right here, she's one of our judges, and Randy Knoxville, who's also a judge, and I'll also be a judge today. And our statistician is Kim Knoxville, she'll be one keeping track of the rounds and everything when everybody's eliminated. And our pronouncer is Robin Richards of Richards Associates. He consults on educational issues in several different areas, and he works very hard to prepare for the Bee weeks in advance. We go through the words, he gets rid of ones he doesn't like to say, and he's definitely a strong pronouncer, and I think that you'll really appreciate the effort he puts into it. And I'd like to give him a few minutes to kind of talk to the kids and explain some things that will happen during the Bee. Robin?
It's also good for me to talk to you so you can get used to my voice. If these speakers make it difficult for you to understand what I'm saying, especially in the later rounds, we invite you to come up and stand right in front of me and look at my lips, my tongue, as I pronounce it. But most of these words, I think you'll be able to hear clearly when you're up here at the microphone. When you get to the mic, it's very important for you to get close to it. Do you see how close I am to the microphone here? It's close. It's important for you to do the same thing because these judges need to hear every letter very precisely, okay? I want to let you know that I'll be calling out the word. I'll say it twice, usually. If the word has a homonym or a word that could be confused with it because of a similar sound, I will also automatically give you the part of speech, noun, verb, adjective. I'll give you the definition. And I'll always give you the word in a sentence. If you want me to repeat it, I'll do that. Some of the words have various pronunciations. There are some words in here that have 5 different pronunciations, believe it or not. And if you want me to give you the various pronunciations, we can do that. The main thing is you need to understand me and to understand the word, okay? So most of the time, though, if it's not a homonym or have a word that sounds similar to it, I'll just give you the word twice, and I'll give it to you in a sentence. But again, remember, you can ask me, part of speech, language of origin. Does it come from Germany, Spanish, whatever, Greek? And definition, let's see. And if you want me to repeat it in a sentence, I'll be glad to do that for you. Good luck to all of you. Anybody nervous? I usually am too, but it settles down. It settles down after a round or two. Good luck.
And finally, Philip Morgan from Piedmont Natural Gas will be presenting our winner with their trophy at the end of the event. So Robin kind of touched on being able to speak. You see how close I am to the microphone. You can move the microphone. You can use either microphone. Okay. Try to pronounce as plainly as possible. You know, some of us have accents, so we need to make sure that we're speaking slowly and clearly so that they can understand us even through our accents, okay? As I mentioned before, if your student is eliminated, you're welcome to stay or leave. If something happens during the bee where you feel like maybe the word wasn't pronounced right or something like that as the parent or the educator, please come up and see me during the round that it happens so that we can talk through it and we can talk to the judges. Don't wait till the end of the bee and come ask me about it. Do it during the same round. And we will pause, we'll have a conversation about it, and whatever the judges decide is final. So just so everybody's clear on that. We talked about going to the back of the room and getting your contestant their ribbon. We'll go through probably 2 or 3 rounds here in the beginning and get everybody kind of acclimated. Some of the easier words are in front. And then we'll pause and we'll take a restroom break and things like that. And then we'll reseat the kids. And then as we get closer to the end of the bee, we'll pause again and I'll go through how the bee ends and how we determine a winner. Okay? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to have each speller come up and get used to using the microphone. Either one. Move it around, make sure you're nice and close to it. I want you to come up, say your name, spell your name, and then take your seat again, okay? You can come out of the rows on either end. You don't have to crawl over each other. You can come out on either end, and you don't have to wait till the person is sitting down before you come and stand up. You can be moving up to the stage as the person before you is sitting down, okay? All right, let's start with Carter. Come on up.
My name is Carter, C-A-R-T-E-R, Carter. My name is Bridget, B-R-I-G-G-E-T.
you could probably use the taller mic. That's it. There you go. Good.
My name is Hannah, H-A-N-N-A-H. My name is Madeline, A-L-D-H-I-N.
Braxton, B-R-A-X-T-O-N.
My name is Jericho, J-E-R-I-C-O.
My name is Christian, C-H-R-I-S-T-I-A-N.
Roshan, R-O-S-H-A-N. My name is Drew, D-R-E-W.
Reagan, R-E-A-G-A-N. My name is Holland, H-O-L-L-I-N.
My name is Callum, C-A-L-L-U-M. My name is Keval, K-E-V-A-L.
My name is Titus, T-I-T-U-S.
My name is Neo, N-E-O.
My name is Rachel, R-A-C-H-E-L. My name is Praneeth, P-R-A-N-E-E-T.
My name is Victoria, V-I-C-T-O-R-I-A. My name is Brian, B-R-Y-A-N.
My name is Mitchell, M-I-T-C-H-E-L-L.
My name is Quentin, Q-U-E-N-T-Y-N.
My name is Jackson, J-A-C-K-S-O-N.
My name is Drew, D-R-W.
Okay, Drew, if you wouldn't mind, get a little bit closer to the mic when you, next time or. That's it. Yep. You might need to tilt it up some. Thank you.
My name is Will, W-I-L-L.
Kaja, K-A-Z-I-A.
Benjamin, B-E-N-J-A-M-I-N.
Big one this year, my word.
My name is Rustin, R-U
Ruston, Ruston.
Brianna, Brianna.
Samuel, Samielle. My name is Allie, Allie. Allie.
All right, guys, good job. Now I'm going to speak to the audience, parents, teachers. If you could please make sure your cell phones are silent or off altogether. Try not to have any flash photography when the kids are spelling. We'd appreciate it. Just try to keep as quiet as possible. Again, you're welcome to leave and use the restroom, wherever you might need to do. Same with you spellers. If you can spell and you feel like you really need to use the restroom, you can definitely do that. Just try to make sure you're back before you spell again. Just so you know as well, if you wanted to, before we really get started, send any messages to family and stuff, we are live streaming this on Facebook for the Winston-Salem Journal. It's also on the website, journalnow.com/spellingbee, and it should also be there after they've had time to process it and post it so that you can watch the bee later on, but it's also being live streamed right now. Any questions for me?
When spelling bee is live streamed, even after it's done, will it still be streaming?
It won't be streaming, it'll be recorded and then you'll be able to watch it with the video. So the question is, do you have to say dashes or spaces or accent marks on any of the word? And the answer is no. So if you're spelling Winston-Salem, you would just spell it without the hyphen. If you're spelling San Juan, you would just spell it without the space. You don't have to say capital S, capital W, or anything like that. You don't have to say an accent mark or any other thing like that, okay?
That was what I had. That's the same thing.
All right, you there? Tammy's bringing up the B. When you hear the B, the bell. When you hear the bell, you do hit the bell once down. That means you have spelled the word incorrectly, and Robin will spell the word correctly for you. And then that's when you know you can take your seat in the audience, okay? All right, let's get started. Carter, you first.
And the first word is bagel. Bagel. A bagel with cream cheese is Fiona's idea of a perfect breakfast. Bagel.
Bagel. B-A-G-E-L. Bagel.
Dejected. Dejected. The team felt dejected after losing to its arch rival. Dejected.
Dejected. D-I-J-E-C-T-E-D.
Sorry, that one is D-E-J-E-C-T-E-D. A reminder, I'm going to be using the preferred pronunciation out of the dictionary. Sometimes there's an alternate pronunciation that might give you a better idea. And you can always ask me about that. Polygon. Polygon. A pentadecagon is a polygon with 15 sides. Polygon.
Polygon. P-O-L-Y-G-O-N. Polygon.
Chocolate. Chocolate. By the end of the evening, every chocolate in the just opened box was gone. Chocolate.
Chocolate. C-H-O-C-O-L-A-T-E. Chocolate.
This next word could be confused with a similar word. The word is errand. It's a noun, a trip made in order to deliver a message or to purchase or attend to something. That's the definition in a sentence. John's most important errand this afternoon is a trip to the bank to deposit a check. Errand.
E-R-R-A-N-D.
Loiter, loiter. Individuals who loiter in the mall are often asked to leave. Loiter.
Loiter. L-O-I-T-E-R. Loiter.
Nostril, nostril. Kara has a cold and can breathe through only one nostril. Nostril.
Nostril. N-O-S-T-R-I-L. Nostril.
Cameo, cameo. The producer was grateful that the star accepted a cameo in his new film. Cameo.
Cameo. C-A-M-E-O. Cameo.
Spectrum, spectrum. A spectrum of colors is formed when a beam of sunlight is refracted and dispersed by a prism. Spectrum.
Spectrum. S-P-E-C-T-R-U-M. Spectrum.
Denim, denim. Annabelle's favorite jeans are made of light green denim. Denim.
Denim. D-E-N-I-M. Denim.
Crimp, crimp. Having his mother chaperone the school dance put a crimp in Alan's footwork. Crimp.
Crimp. C-R-I-M-P. Crimp.
Tragic, tragic. The National Guard was mobilized to deal with the tragic consequences of the hurricane. Tragic.
Tragic. T-R-A-G-I-C. Tragic.
Confidence, confidence. This word has a homonym. It is a noun. It means a relation or state of trust between persons who share or impart secrets or intimate matters. As she observed that the entire class knew of her crush on Wes, Emily quickly grew to regret having taken Jane into her confidence. Confidence.
Confidence. C-O-N-F-I-D-E-N-C. Confidence.
Haversack, haversack. Ozzy took the binoculars out of his battered leather haversack. Haversack.
Haversack. H-A-V-E-R-S-A-C-K. Haversack.
Cleanser, cleanser. Marty sprinkled some cleanser in the sink and scrubbed it thoroughly. Cleanser.
Cleanser. C-L-E-A-N-S-E-R. Cleanser.
Mathematics, mathematics. Jill's favorite subject in school is mathematics.
Mathematics. M-A-T-H-E-M-A-T-I-C-S. Mathematics.
Typhoon, typhoon. A typhoon of unimaginable fury swept across the island, swallowing up villages and sweeping away food crops. Typhoon.
Typhoon. Typhoon. Typhoon.
Ambulance, ambulance. The local rescue squad held a fundraiser for the purchase of a new ambulance.
Could I have the definition?
Yes. It's a vehicle equipped for transporting wounded, injured, or sick persons or animals. Ambulance.
And the language of origin.
This one is a word from Latin.
Are there any alternative pronunciations?
There is. Preferred pronunciation is ambulance. The alternate is ambulance. Ambulance.
Ambulance. A-M-B-U-L-A-N-C-E.
This next word has a near homonym. The word is protein. Protein. It's a noun, and it means any of a very large class of naturally occurring, extremely complex combinations of amino acids that are essential constituents of all living cells and also of the diet of the animal organism. In a sentence, the dietitian was concerned about the amount of protein in Jenny's daily diet. Protein.
Protein. P-R-O-T-I-E-N. Protein.
All right. That one is P-R-O-T-E-I-N. Capricorn. Capricorn. People born under the sign of Capricorn are said to make successful real estate agents, developers, bankers, and politicians. Capricorn.
Capricorn. C-A-P-R-I-C-O-R-N. Capricorn.
Threshold. Threshold. Now at the threshold of adulthood, James is wondering what to do with his life. Threshold.
Threshold. T-H-R-E-S-H-O-L-D.
Contraband. Contraband. Guards routinely seize contraband at checkpoints along the border. Contraband.
Contraband. C-O-N-T-R-A-B-A-N-D. Contraband.
Fiend. Fiend. David is a golf fiend whose dream is to win a professional golf tournament one day. Fiend.
Can I have the definition?
It is a person excessively devoted to or captivated by a pursuit, practice, or object of study. In other words, a fanatic. The word again is fiend.
P-H-E-N-E-D.
Sorry, that one it begins with an F. It's F-I-E-N-D. Okay, the next word could be confused with a similar word. The word is loam. Loam. It's a noun. It means topsoil, a usually fertile and humus-rich soil consisting of a mixture of clay, silt, and sand. In a sentence, Madeline ordered more loam to put in her flower garden. Loam.
Can I have the language of origin?
This one is originally English.
Loam. L-O-A-M. Loam.
This next word could be confused with a similar word. The word is access. Access. It's a verb. It means to get at, gain freedom or ability to obtain or make use of. In a sentence, the bank's customers access the automatic teller machine by using a special card. Access.
Access. ACCESS. Access.
Newton. Newton. Monica learned that a Newton equals 100,000 dimes. Newton. Yes, this means the unit of force in the meter, kilogram, second system of physical units that is of such size that under its influence a body whose mass is 1 kilogram would experience an acceleration of 1 meter per second per second. Probably more than you wanted to know about Newton.
NEWTON.
Curriculum. Curriculum. The school is planning to add Latin to its curriculum next year. Curriculum.
Curriculum. CURRICULUM. Curriculum.
Forlorn. Forlorn. The forlorn widow was most appreciative of the party her neighbors held to honor her birthday. Forlorn.
Forlorn. FORLORN. Forlorn.
And this next word has a homonym. The word is spoor. Spoor. It's a noun, and it means a mark as a footprint, a trail, a scent, a sound, or droppings left by one as a wild animal that has passed. In a sentence, Melinda found the spoor of a cat in the garden. Spoor.
Language of origin.
This one is a word originally from Dutch, and it passed into Afrikaans. Spoor.
Spoor. SPOOR. Spoor.
Gradient. Gradient. Signs on the roadside warned of the increasing gradient ahead and cautioned drivers to check their brakes. Gradient.
Gradient. GRADIENT. Gradient.
Xylophone. Xylophone. Many African musical instruments are variations of the xylophone. Xylophone.
Xylophone. XYLOPHONE. Xylophone.
Panic. Panic. The teacher believes that the students will not panic if a tornado warning is announced because they know what to do. Panic.
Language of origin.
This one is originally a word from a Greek name. A Greek name. Panic.
Panic. PANIC. Panic.
The next word could be confused with a similar word. The word is maraca. Maraca. It's a noun, and it's a rattle of Latin American origin that's often made from a hollow gourd containing pebbles or dried seeds and that is used as a percussion instrument, usually in pairs. In a sentence, the band's percussionist accentuated the rhythm with a maraca. Maraca. Sorry, that one is M-A-R-A-C-A. Worrisome, worrisome. Heather finds it worrisome to be so far behind the rest of the students in her Latin class. Worrisome.
W-O-R-R-I-S-O-M-E. Worrisome.
Synonym, synonym. Barton sometimes uses a thesaurus to choose a synonym for an overused word. Synonym.
Synonym. S-Y-N-O-N-Y-M. Synonym.
Renovate, renovate. Everyone hopes that an investor will buy and renovate the old hotel. Renovate.
Renovate. R-E-N-O-V-A-T-E. Renovate.
Huckster, huckster. The huckster showed Rollo a dazzling array of gold watches. Huckster.
Huckster, language of worship, please.
This one is from a Dutch word that then became English. Huckster.
H-U-C-K-S-T-E-R. Huckster.
Angelic, angelic. The figurine of an angelic being that Mary keeps on her desk was a gift from her mother. Angelic.
Angelic. A-N-G-E-L-I-C. Angelic.
Chipotle, chipotle. Bonita spiced her stew with a chopped chipotle. Chipotle.
Chipotle, C-H-I-P-O-T-L-E, Chipotle.
Wiki wiki. The Honolulu City Council voted down the impractical proposal wiki wiki. Wiki wiki.
Wiki Wiki, W-I-K-I, W-I-K-I.
Popularity, popularity. The survey indicated that professional football continues to increase in popularity among Americans. Popularity.
Popularity. P-O-P-U-L-A-R-I-T-Y. Popularity.
Sitz mark, sitz mark. Joey struggles to stand up, but the deep snow made him fall back into his sitz mark. Sitz mark.
Sitzmark. S-I-T-Z-M-A-R-K. Sitzmark.
Biblical, biblical. The frescoes in the church depicted biblical events. Biblical.
Biblical. B-I-B-L-I-C-A-L. Biblical.
Credible, credible. Instead of using credible sources, Anna based her paper on a hasty internet search. Credible.
Credible. C-R-E-D-I-B-L-E. Credible.
Biopsy, biopsy. Dr. Walsh performed a biopsy on Elliot's mysterious lump. Biopsy.
Biopsy. B-I-O-P-S-Y. Biopsy.
Melba, Melba. The peach Melba was served in a crystal goblet. Melba.
Melba. M-E-L-B-A. Melba.
Chronic, chronic. Clarence never looked forward to eating because he was troubled with chronic indigestion. Chronic.
Chronic. C-H-R-O-N-I-C. Chronic.
Paddock, paddock. Before the race, the trainer inspected the horse's condition inside the paddock. Paddock.
Repeat the word.
Yes. Let me clear my throat. You want me to wet my whistle? I'll do that too. One more time. The word is paddock. Paddock.
Paddock.
Paddock.
Paddock. P-A-D-D-O-C-K.
Fiery, fiery. The coach's fiery talk with his players inspired them to play harder. Fiery.
Fiery. F-I-E-R-Y. Fiery.
Hazard, hazard. The dense fog was a hazard to air travel. Hazard.
Hazard. H-A-Z-A-R-D.
Leotard, leotard. In modern dance, performers often wear a very simple leotard. Leotard.
Leotard. L-E-O-T-A-R-D. Leotard.
Tortilla, tortilla. The Ron covered his tortilla with beans and cheese. Tortilla.
I have the definition.
This one is a round, thin cake of unleavened cornmeal bread, usually eaten hot with a topping or filling that may include ground meat, cheese, and any of various sauces. Tortilla.
Tortilla. T-O-R-T-I-L-L-A. Tortilla.
Antibiotic, antibiotic. Mo's doctor gave him an antibiotic for his sinus infection. Antibiotic.
Antibiotic. A-N-T-I-B-I-O-T-I-C. Antibiotic.
Cafeteria, cafeteria. Jeremy was suspended for starting a food fight in the cafeteria. Cafeteria.
C-A-F-E-T-E-R-I-A. Cafeteria.
Prosecute, Prosecute. Some cities do not prosecute jaywalkers because of the high court cost involved. Prosecute.
Prosecute. Prosecute. Prosecute.
Democracy. Democracy. Kara could not imagine what her life would be like if it were governed not by a democracy, but instead by the whims of a few people. Democracy.
Democracy. Democracy. Democracy.
Hyphen. Hyphen. Aaron couldn't decide whether to spell email with or without a hyphen. Hyphen.
Definition, please.
It means the punctuation mark used to divide or to compound words or word elements. Hyphen.
Hyphen. Hyphen. Hyphen.
Adios. Adios. The college students readily said adios to their slovenly roommate. Adios.
Adios. A-D-I-O-S. Adios.
Nether. Nether. The new police officer soon became acquainted with the nether crime-ridden regions of urban society. Nether.
Nether. N-E-T-H-E-R. Nether.
Okay, next word. Waterzooey. Waterzooey. Glenn ordered the Waterzooey simply because it was the most unusual item on the menu. Waterzooey.
Is there other pronunciation?
There are. So the preferred pronunciation is Waterzooey. The next one is Waterzooey. And the next one is Waterzooey. So there are three different pronunciations. Preferred is Waterzooey.
Can you give me the pronunciation?
Yes, it's Waterzooey. Waterzooey. It's from a Dutch word.
Waterzooey. W-A-T-E-R-Z-U-I.
Sorry, you got it started right. It's W-A-T-E-R-Z-O-O-I. Paradigm. Paradigm. The paradigm of sin and salvation underlies much of the 17th century English poetry. Paradigm.
Paradigm. P-A-R-A-D-I-M-E. Paradigm.
All right, that one is P-A-R-A-D-I-G-M. Innocuous. Innocuous. Betty was dismayed when Henry interpreted her innocuous remark as an insult. Innocuous. This one is not likely to arouse hostility or give offense. In other words, inoffensive. Innocuous.
I-N-O-C-U-O-U-S.
Sorry, that one is INNOCUOUS. Narcissistic. Narcissistic. Many people remember Muhammad Ali's early narcissistic claims. Narcissistic.
Definition.
It means of or relating to over-evaluation of one's own attributes or achievements or of those of one's own group. Narcissistic.
Narcissistic. NARCISTIC. Narcissistic.
Sorry, that one is NARCISSISTIC. Arachnid. Arachnid. The daddy longlegs is a very useful arachnid because it feeds almost entirely on plant lice. Arachnid.
Arachnid. ARACHNID. Arachnid.
Surveillance. Surveillance. The prisoners of war were kept under strict surveillance. Surveillance.
Language of origin.
This one is a word that came from French, which formed it from a Latin word. Surveillance.
Surveillance. SURVEILLIENCE.
And that one has a tricky, it's SURVEILLANCE. Garibaldi. Garibaldi. Antonio followed his mother through the crowded market, keeping a sharp eye on her bright Garibaldi. Garibaldi.
Are there any alternate pronunciations?
There are not in this case. Garibaldi.
What's the language of origin?
It's from an Italian name.
Can you say the word again?
Yes. Garibaldi. Garibaldi.
Could you say it slowly?
Say it again.
Could you say it slowly?
What do you think, judges? You're the first person who's ever asked me that, okay? As long as we've been doing this. I have to be careful because I have to use it as it's being said as a word. Okay, do you understand? Okay. Garibaldi. Garibaldi.
Could you say it again?
Yes. Garibaldi. Do you want to come up a little bit closer? Are you sure you're here? I'd be glad to say it to you. You can look at my lips and let go. Garibaldi. 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 Garibaldi.
GARABALDING.
Sorry. There was a famous Italian person named Garibaldi. GARIBALDI. Alcazar. Alcazar. Hector had to stop and rest while climbing the steep steps to the Alcazar. Alcazar.
May I have the definition, please?
This one means a Spanish fortress or palace.
Alcazar. ALCAZAR. Alcazar.
This word has a homonym. The word is kirtle. Kirtle. It's a noun, and it means a garment resembling a tunic or coat, usually reaching to the knees and worn by men, often as the principal body garment until the 16th century. Ethelred snagged his kirtle on the saddle when he mounted his steed. Kirtle.
Curdle. KIRTLE. Curdle.
Myriad. myriad. Every morning, Ellery selects one of her myriad hair clips to wear to school. Myriad.
Myriad. M-Y-R-I-A-D. Myriad.
All right. Next word. The next word is quisling. Quisling. Many French citizens thought that Marshal Pétain, head of the Vichy regime during World War II, was little better than a quisling. Quisling.
Quisling. Q-U-I-S-L-I-N-G. Quisling.
Blitzkrieg. Blitzkrieg. The Polish forces were roundly defeated by the Germans' Blitzkrieg. Blitzkrieg.
Blitzkrieg.
Blitzkrieg. B-L-I-T-Z-K-R-I-E-G. Blitzkrieg.
This word has a near homonym. The word is karaoke. Karaoke. It's a noun, and it's a device that plays instrumental accompaniments for a selection of songs to which the user sings along. Karaoke.
Karaoke. K-A-R-A-O-K-E. Karaoke.
Apartheid. Apartheid. Frederick Wilhelm de Klerk, president of South Africa from 1989 through 1994, shared the Nobel Peace Prize with Nelson Mandela for their role in ending apartheid. Apartheid.
Apartheid. A-P-A-R-T-H-E-I-D. Apartheid.
Peccadillo. Peccadillo. The mayor regarded his misuse of campaign money as a common peccadillo. Peccadillo.
Peccadillo. P-E-C-C-A-D-I-L-L-O. Peccadillo.
Recidivist. Recidivist. The recidivist was placed in a prison counseling program. Recidivist.
Language of origin.
This one is a word from French, which formed it from a Latin word originally. Recidivist.
Can you give me the definition?
It means one who persists in crime, a habitual criminal. Recidivist.
Recidivist?
That's it.
Can you repeat the word?
Yes. Recidivist.
Recidivist. R-E-C-I-D-I-V-I-S-T. Archipelago. Archipelago. The country of Indonesia is an enormous archipelago. Archipelago.
Language of origin.
This one is a word that is from a word that went from Greek to Italian. Archipelago.
Archipelago. A-R-C-A-D-E-L-G-A-O.
Sorry, that one is A-R-C-H-I-P-E-L-A-G-O. Soliloquy. Soliloquy. At the talent contest, Angelo stepped into the spotlight and recited Hamlet's famous soliloquy that begins, "Oh, what a rogue and peasant slave am I." Soliloquy.
Soliloquy. S-A-L-L-I-Q-U-I.
Sorry, that one is S-O-L-I-L-O-Q-U-I. This word has a near homonym. The word is taupe. Taupe. It's a noun, and it means a light brownish gray. It took some time, but Pam finally matched the taupe of her dress to a pair of shoes. Taupe. Taupe.
T-O-P.
Sorry, that one is T-A-U-P-E. Genarchy. Genarchy. Although it has had a few male officers, Rita's investment club has always been a genarchy. Genarchy.
Can I have a definition?
It means government by women. Genarchy.
What is the language of origin?
This one is a word from Greek.
Are there any alternate pronunciations?
There sure are. There are three other ones. So the preferred is genarchy. Genarchy. Another one is gynarchy, or gynarchy, or genarchy.
Gynarchy?
Genarchy is the first pronunciation. Genarchy.
Gynarchy. G-Y-N-A-R-C-H-Y. Gynarchy.
Asana. Asana. After Chuck's car accident, he found it difficult to assume his favorite yoga asana. Asana.
Do we have the language of origin?
This one is from Sanskrit, believe it or not.
Can you give me the definition?
Sure. It means manner of sitting, as in the practice of yoga. In other words, posture.
Can you repeat the word, please?
Yes. Asana. Asana.
Are there any alternate pronunciations?
There aren't for this one, just asana.
Asana. O-S-T-E-N-A-U-T. Asana.
Sorry, that one begins with an A. A-S-A-N-A. Segue. Segue, this as a homonym. So it's a verb, and it means to make a transition from one activity, topic, scene, or part to another, as or as if of a natural progression. Senator Ward will segue to a new topic in his speech with an anecdote. Segue.
This is probably wrong, but S-E-G-U-A-Y.
Sorry. It's S-E-G-U-E. Tertiary. Tertiary. Hitting a home run was tertiary to Larry. Getting on base and winning the game were more critical. Tertiary.
Language of origin, please.
This one is from Latin. Tertiary.
Tertiary. That was how you pronounce it, right?
Tertiary. You said it right, I think. Yes.
T-E-R-S-H-I-E-R-Y.
All right, that one is T-E-R-T-I-A-R-Y. Asthmagenic. Asthmagenic. Patients with a respiratory illness are are cautioned to avoid asthmogenic agents such as dust, fumes, and smoke. Asthmogenic.
Asthmogenic. ASTHMOGENIC.
Visceral. Visceral. When Arnie first saw Lucinda, he had a visceral sense of having met the woman he would marry. Visceral.
Definition, please.
It means felt in the inner being or deep down. Visceral.
Visceral. VISCERAL. Visceral.
Fahrenheit. Fahrenheit. Nathan knew it was hot outside, but he was astonished to learn that the temperature was 100 degrees Fahrenheit. Fahrenheit. Commensurate. Commensurate. The advertisement for the job stated that the salary would be commensurate with experience. Commensurate.
Commensurate. COMMENSURATE. Commensurate.
We're going to take a little break here, but I want to remind everybody here, I hope we still have most of our spellers, if not all of them, still in the room. You people blow me away. And you're all champions. I want you to
We'll take about a 10-minute break, we'll use the restrooms or get a drink or anything, and then just come back in. Thank you.
Yeah.
Okay, so this is the start of round 4. So this is how the bee will end. This is a single elimination bee, same as the one in Washington, D.C. So what will happen is we'll keep going through the rounds. The first speller will be the beginning of the round, the last speller ends the round, and then a new one starts. What we need to have in order for there to be a winner declared is a round of 1. So as the spellers continue to be eliminated, we'll stop again and make sure everything is probably reseeded and everything. But just as an example, let's say there's 3 spellers left and it's round 10, and 2 of them are eliminated in round 10. Well, then the third speller has to spell their word right. If they do, they would then go to round 11. That would be the round of 1. If they spell that word correctly, they're the winner. If they don't, the first 2 who were eliminated round 10 come back in, and then we continue on. So that's kind of how it has to go. And I don't know how many spellers that will be, how it will all end, but we need to have a round of 1 to have an official winner. Everybody who's eliminated in the round prior would be a runner-up. All right, ready, Jericho?
Ready? Here we go. Claim, claim. No matter what anyone said, Jim continued to claim that he saw a ghost in the attic. Claim.
Claim. C-L-A-I-M. Claim.
Glades, glades. Harvey wondered if most glades were formed by humans or if they occurred naturally in forest. Glades.
Definition, please.
It means open spaces surrounded by woods or clearings. Glades.
Language of origin, please.
It is from an originally English word. Glades.
Glades. G-L-A-D-E-S. Glades.
Filter, filter. Yoko replaced her oil filter as well as the oil in her car. Filter.
Filter. F-I-L-T-E-R. Filter.
This word has a homonym. The word is coral. Coral. It's an adjective of a variable color averaging a deep pink with yellow. The seashell was coral when it was wet, but it was almost white after it dried. Coral.
Are there any other countries?
Coral. Coral is an alternate pronunciation. Very subtle difference. Coral, coral.
Carl.
Yes.
C-O-R-A-L.
Sheen, sheen. Tyrone brushed his cat's fur until it had a sheen to it. Sheen.
Made in these would be the word.
Yes, sheen, sheen,
Sheen.
sheen.
S-H-E-E-N. Sheen.
Robocall, robocall. Every Sunday evening, Maria receives a robocall from her daughter's school, informing parents of the upcoming week's events. Robocall.
Can you repeat the word?
Yes, robocall, robocall.
Can I have the definition?
It means a telephone call from an automated source that delivers a pre-recorded message to a large number of people. Robocall.
Robocall. ROBOCALL. Robocall.
Disband. Disband. Professor Umbridge ordered all student organizations to disband immediately. Disband.
Could you repeat the word, please?
Yes, disband. Disband.
Definition, please.
It means to break up the organization or to dissolve. Disband.
Are there any alternate pronunciations?
Yes. Disband or disband. Disband. Do you hear a slight difference?
Disband. DISBAND.
Simmer. Simmer. After the carrots simmer in the broth for several minutes, the chef will add the other vegetables. Simmer.
Simmer. SIMMER. Simmer.
This word could be confused with a similar word. The word is widow. It's a noun. A woman who has lost her husband by death and has not since remarried. Lizette's favorite novel is about a widow who runs a school for orphans. Widow.
Widow. WIDOW. Widow.
Beaming. Beaming. When Jerry asked his little sister what she was doing, she told him she was beaming up very important messages to aliens on Mars. Beaming.
Repeat the word.
Yes, beaming.
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 Could I have the definition?
It means sending out, radiating, or projecting something as or in collections of nearly parallel rays, as of light or X-rays, or of particles, such as electrons. Beaming.
Are there any alternate pronunciations?
There are not in this case. Beaming.
Language of origin?
It's a word originally English.
Could you put it in a sentence?
Yes. When Jerry asked his little sister what she was doing, she told him she was beaming up very important messages to aliens on Mars.
Beaming.
Beaming.
BEAMING. Beaming.
Remotely. Remotely. Beth accepted the new job largely because she would be allowed to work remotely. Remotely.
Is this an adverb?
It is an adverb, yes.
Can I have the definition?
It means at or from a distance. Remotely.
Remotely. REMOTELY. Remotely.
This word could be confused with a similar word. The word is flannel. Flannel. It's a noun, and it means a napped cotton fabric of soft yarns. In the sentence, Elisa bought a red plaid dress made of flannel on sale after the holidays. Flannel.
Flannel. FLANNEL. Flannel.
Okay. This word could be confused with a similar word. The word is scrambled. Scrambled. It's a verb that means prepared eggs by stirring during frying. Ichiro scrambled 3 eggs, added some grated cheese, and sprinkled chives on top. Scrambled.
Language of origin?
It's from a Dutch word.
Can you repeat the word?
Scrambled. Scrambled.
Scrambled. SCRAMBLED. Scrambled.
This word could be confused with a similar word. The word is career. Career, it's a noun, an occupation or profession engaged in as of a life work. After Mr. Barclay retired from his duties as Chief Financial Officer, he embarked on a second career as a professional musician. Career.
Career. C-A-R-E-E-R. Career.
Enable. This word has a homonym. The word is enable. It's a verb, and it means to make possible, practical, or easy. The opening of the new grocery store will enable neighborhood families to acquire fresher produce. Enable.
Enable. Are there any alternate pronunciations?
Yes. The preferred is enable. Next is enable. Enable, enable.
Enable. I-N-A-B-L-E. Enable.
Sorry, that one is E-N-A-B-L-E. Enable is the pronunciation. Okay. Bodyguards. Bodyguards. The starlet is always accompanied by a large detail of bodyguards when she leaves her home. Bodyguards.
This is plural, right?
Say it again.
This is plural, right?
It is plural. Bodyguards.
Bodyguards. B-O-D-Y-G-U-A-R-D-S. Bodyguards.
Evildoers. Evildoers. Oh, I'm sorry. This one is not plural. Thank you, Jody. Evildoer. Evildoer. The prosecutor portrayed the defendant as a friendly face with the heart of an evildoer. Evildoer.
May I have the definition, please?
It means one who does wicked deeds. Evildoer.
Evildoer. E-V-I-L-D-O-E-R. Evildoer.
Slimiest. Slimiest. Lucas picked the slimiest worm he could find to bait the hook on his fishing rod. Slimiest.
Slimiest. S-L-I-M-I-E-S-T. Slimiest.
This word could be confused with a similar word. The word is sledge. Sledge. It's a noun. It's a vehicle with low runners that is used for transporting loads, especially over snow or ice. Gato loaded food and other provisions on a sledge before setting out for the cabin. Sledge.
Country of origin.
This one is a word from Dutch.
Sledge. S-L-E-D-G-E. Sledge.
Tribute. Tribute. At the end of the school year, Madison gave her teacher a floral tribute to thank her for a great year. Tribute.
Tribute. T-R-I-B-U-T-E. Tribute.
Terrific. Terrific. Lori and Sybil really enjoyed the singer's terrific performance. Terrific.
Terrific. T-E-R-R-I-F-I-C. Terrific.
Lousy. Lousy. Kevin worries that his pitching in tonight's game might be lousy because he's been sick all week. Lousy.
Lousy. L-O-U-S-Y. Lousy.
Fluttering, fluttering. This word could be confused with a similar word. It's a verb, and it means moving or flapping the wings rapidly without flying or with short flights. Sam noticed a pair of hummingbirds fluttering by the butterfly bush in his backyard. Fluttering.
Fluttering. F-L-U-T-T-E-R-I-N-G. Fluttering.
Surface, surface. When Lila got knocked off her surfboard, she quickly oriented herself and swam back to the surface of the water. Surface.
Surface. S-U-R-F-A-C-E. Surface.
Proactive, proactive. This word could be confused with a similar word. Proactive, it's an adjective. Acting in anticipation of future problems or needs. In a sentence, when traveling, Ming tries to be proactive and pack everything she could possibly need. Proactive.
Are there any alternate?
There are not in this case. Proactive.
Thing to foraging?
It is, the word consists of an originally Greek part that passed to Latin, plus a part from a word composed of originally Latin parts. Proactive.
Proactive?
That's it, proactive.
Repeat the word.
Proactive.
Proactive. P-R-O-A-C-T-I-V-E. Proactive.
Entitle, entitle. Though the author first thought that he would entitle the book with the heroine's name, he later decided against it. Entitle.
What is the language of origin?
This one is, let's see, originally Latin. This word went through French before becoming English. Entitle.
Are there any alternate pronunciations?
There is. Entitle is preferred. Second pronunciation is entitle. Entitle.
Entitle. E-N-T-I-T-L-E. Entitle.
Sculptor, sculptor. Pablo Picasso was equally influential as a painter, a sculptor, and a draftsman. Sculptor.
Sculptor. S-C-U-L-P-T-O-R. Sculptor.
This word has a near homonym. The word is ashore, ashore. It's an adverb. It means on or to land. The passengers on the cruise ship went ashore for a day trip, ashore.
Can you repeat the definition?
Yes, it is on or to land, to land.
Language of origin?
It is, the word consists of two originally English elements.
Can you repeat the word?
Sure. Ashore, ashore.
Ashore. A-S-H-O-R-E. Ashore.
This word has a near homonym. The word is scandal, scandal. It's a noun, and it means a circumstance or action that offends propriety or established moral conceptions, or disgraces those associated with or involved in it. The tabloids are always full of some scandal or other. Scandal.
Scandal. S-C-A-N-D-A-L. Scandal.
This word has a homonym. The word is chai, chai. It's a noun, and it means a beverage that is traditionally made from a blend of black tea, honey, spices, and milk. After her yoga class, Keisha met her best friend to catch up over a cup of chai. Chai.
Chai. C-H-A-I, chai.
Unicameral. Unicameral. Both the People's Republic of China and the state of Nebraska have unicameral legislatures. Unicameral.
Definition, please.
It's having a single chamber, such as consisting of a single legislative chamber. Unicameral.
Language of origin, please.
From, it's a word made up of Latin parts. Unicameral.
Unicameral. U-N-I-C-A-M-E-R-A-L. Unicameral.
Pilates. Pilates. Mary Ann practices Pilates 3 times a week for flexibility, balance, and strength. Pilates.
Can I have the definition?
It means an exercise program that aims to increase flexibility and strength muscles, or strengthen muscles, especially the torso-stabilizing muscles of the abdomen and lower back, and that typically involves exercises done on a floor mat and the use of specialized equipment. Pilates.
Can I have the language of origin?
It is a word from a German name. Pilates.
Pilates. P-O-L-A-T-I-E-S. Pilates.
Sorry, this one is, actually it's capital, but of course you don't have to say capital, but it's P-I-L-A-T-E-S. This word could be confused with a similar word. The word is morpheme. Morpheme. It's a noun, and it's a meaningful linguistic unit that contains no smaller meaningful parts. One morpheme that conveys meaning but does not stand on its own is the plural ending S. Morpheme.
Have country of origin.
This one is a word that came to English from French, which formed it from originally Greek elements. Morpheme.
Can I hear it again?
Yes. Morpheme. Morpheme.
Morpheme.
Yes.
M-O-R-P-H-I-M-E. Morpheme.
Sorry, that one is M-O-R-P-H-E-M-E. Primordial. Primordial. Blake's story depicted a creature emerging from the primordial ooze. Primordial.
Maybe it's just a word.
Yes, primordial. Primordial.
Primordial.
Primordial.
P-R-I-M-O-R-D-I-A-L. Primordial.
Touché. Touché. In a sentence, touché, Nenad said, feeling Alex's épée or fencing blade hit his arm. Touché.
Touche. T-O-U-C-H-E. Touche.
Expropriate. Expropriate. The government will expropriate Tim's land if he doesn't pay the taxes he owes on it. Expropriate.
Expropriate. E-X-P-R-O-P-R-E-A-T-E.
Sorry, that one is EXPROPRIATE. Prorata, prorata. Jeffrey's rent was charged prorata for the last month, prorata.
May I have the language of origin, please?
It's a word from Latin, from Latin.
May I have the definition, please?
Sure. Proportionately, according to some exactly calculable factor, as, for instance, share, liability, period of time. In other words, in proportion, prorata, prorata.
Prorata. P-R-O-R-A-T-A.
Kestrel, kestrel. Sean spotted an injured kestrel on the roof of the library. Kestrel.
Kestrel. C-E-S-T-R-A-L.
Sorry, that one is K-E-S-T-R-E-L. Agave, agave. The nectar of some species of agave is used as a sweetener, being sweeter and less viscous than honey. Agave.
Give me the definition.
It means a plant native to tropical America and to the southwestern U.S., having heavy, stiff, often spiny, persistent leaves and tall spikes of flowers that are cultivated for fiber as sisal or for other economic products as mezcal. Agave.
Language of origin.
So it originally Greek. This word passed into Latin and then English. Agave.
Are there any alternative pronunciations?
Say it again, please.
Are there any alternative pronunciations?
There is agave. No, let's see. Agave. Agave.
Agave. A-G-A-V-E. Agave.
This word could be confused with a similar word. The word is Mongol. Mongol. It's a noun, a member of one of the traditionally pastoral peoples of Mongolia who conquered much of Asia and Eastern Europe in the 12th and 13th centuries. In a sentence, traditionally a Mongol tribe leader would lead his tribesmen on hunting expeditions that would last for weeks. Mongol.
Mongol, am I pronouncing that correctly?
Yes, I think you are. Say it again.
Mongol?
Yes.
Is there an alternate pronunciation?
There are. Mongol is the preferred. And then there's one Mongol or Mongol.
Mongol. M-O-N-G-O-L. Mongol.
Who's gonna get out this round? I might not though.
Here we go. Potsherd. Potsherd. Caroline discovered a line of graffiti written on a potsherd she had uncovered at the excavation. Potsherd.
Definition?
It means a piece of a broken earthen pot, a pottery fragment. Potsherd.
P. Oh, wait. alternate pronunciations?
They're not in this case. Potsherd.
Language of origin?
It's from English.
Oh, that's helpful.
P-O-T-S-H-E-R-D.
This word has a near homonym. The word is cambio. Cambio. It's a noun, and it means a money exchange, especially in a Latin country. When she arrived in Spain, Liliana stopped by a cambio to exchange her dollars for euros. Cambio.
Language of origin?
It's a word Latin derived from Italian. Cambio.
Can you repeat the definition?
Sure. A money exchange, especially in a Latin country. Cambio.
Can you repeat the word?
Sure. Let me wet my whistle. Cambio. Cambio.
Are there any alternate pronunciations?
There are not.
Cambio. C-A-M-B-E-O.
Sorry. That one is C-A-M-B-I-O. Myocardiograph. Myocardiograph. The effects of various drugs on the action of the heart are studied by means of a myocardiograph. Myocardiograph.
Can I have the definition, please?
It means a recording instrument for making a tracing of the action of the heart. Myocardiograph.
Can I have the language of origin?
It's made up of originally Greek parts. Greek parts.
Can I have the part of speech?
It's a noun.
Can you repeat the word?
Sure. Myocardiograph. Myocardiograph.
Myocardiograph?
Sounds like you said it right to me.
M-I-L-C-A-R-D-I-O-G-R-A-P-H.
Sorry. It's M-Y-O-C-A-R-D-I-O-G-R-A-P-H. Chrysanthemum. Chrysanthemum. On St. Patrick's Day, Patrick wore a bright green chrysanthemum in his lapel. Chrysanthemum.
Chrysanthemum. C-H-R-Y-S-A-N-T-H-E-M-U-M. Chrysanthemum.
Palmette. Palmette. The archaeologists examined each individual palmette that decorated the side of the ancient altar. Palmette.
Definition, please.
It means a conventional ornament of very ancient origin consisting of radiating petals that spring from a base suggestive of a calyx and being closely related to the Egyptian lotus. Palmette.
Language of origin, please.
The word was formed in French from an originally Latin word before becoming English. Palmette.
Palmette. P-A-L-M-E-T-T-E. Palmette.
Amphiborous. Amphiborous. Isaac's parents describe him as amphiborous, while his brother Sam calls him the fearsome enemy of all that is edible. Amphiborous.
May you please repeat the word?
Amphiborous. Amphiborous.
Are there any alternate pronunciations?
There are not in this case.
May you please repeat the word?
Yes. Amphiborous. Amphiborous.
Amphibious. A-M-P-H-I-B-O-O-U-S. Amphibious.
Theomachy. Theomachy. In the Iliad and the Odyssey, Homer relates many instances of theomachy in which humans are the unfortunate victims. Theomachy.
Can you repeat the word?
Theomachy. Theomachy.
Can I have language of origin?
Both parts of this word are originally Greek.
Can I have the definition?
It means a battle or strife among the gods. Theomachy.
Can you repeat the word again?
Yes. Theomachy. Theomachy.
Can I have the part of speech?
It's a noun.
Can you repeat the word again?
Sure. Theomachy. Once again. Theomachy. Theomachy.
Theomachy?
Theomachy.
T-H-E-O-M-E-C-Y.
Sorry. That one is T-H-E-O-M-A-C-H-Y. Ecclesiology. Ecclesiology. The ordination of women has been a controversial topic in ecclesiology. Ecclesiology.
May I have the language of origin, please?
It is a word, it consists of three Greek elements. Three Greek elements.
Ecclesiology. What was that what it was?
Ecclesiology.
Ecclesiology. E-C-C-L-E S-I-O-L-O-G-Y.
This word could be confused with a similar word. The word is iridian. Iridian. It's an adjective. It means having the colors of the rainbow. In a sentence, Ken knew his little sister had been snooping in his room when he found a heart-shaped iridian hair clip under his bed. Iridian.
Are there any alternative pronunciations?
Yes, there is an alternate. Iridian. 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 Iridian.
Iridian?
Sounds good to me.
Language of origin?
It's a word from Latin.
Definition?
Again, it means having the colors of the rainbow. Iridian.
Iridian. I-R-I-D-I-A-N. Iridian.
Bitumen. Bitumen. Bitumen was used for centuries to waterproof wooden ships. Bitumen.
What is the language of origin?
It's a word probably of Celtic origin, but English borrowed it from Latin. Bitumen.
Bitumen. Have definition.
It means any of various mixtures of hydrocarbons, such as asphalt, crude petroleum, or tar, that occur naturally or are obtained as residues from naturally occurring substances. Bitumen.
Bitumen. Am I pronouncing that correctly?
Say it again.
Bitumen.
Bitumen sounds good.
Is there an alternate pronunciation?
There are bitumen, bitumen, or bitumen. Preferred pronunciation, bitumen.
Bitumen. B-E-T-U-M-E-N.
Sorry, it's B-I-T-U-M-E-N. Carotid, carotid. Laura checks her carotid pulse frequently while exercising to make sure she's not overdoing it. Carotid.
Definition?
It means belonging to or situated near either of the two main arteries that supply blood to the head. Carotid.
Language of origin?
It's originally from Greek. This word came to English from French or Greek. Carotid.
C-A-R... Can I start over spelling? C-A-R... Carotid, right?
Carotid.
Carotid. And it's either from Greek or French.
Originally from Greek, and the word came to English from French or Greek.
And it's of or relating to the two main arteries that carry blood to your head.
Supplying blood to the head, yes.
C-A-R... O-T-I-D.
Enfleurage, enfleurage. The perfume manufacturer relied on enfleurage to give its perfumes various appealing fragrances. Enfleurage.
I have the definition for that, please.
Yes, it means a process of obtaining fragrant oils for perfumes from freshly picked flowers. Enfleurage.
Language of origin?
It's a word from Latin-derived French. Enfleurage.
Enfleurage. E-N-F-L-O-R-A-G-E. Enfleurage.
Sorry, that one is E-N-F-L-E-U-R-A-G-E. Ornithofauna. Ornithofauna. Scientists are studying the effects of urbanization on the ornithofauna of southern Florida. Ornithofauna.
Definition, please.
It means the birds of a region or habitat. Ornithofauna.
Language of origin, please.
It's a word from a Greek part and a Latin part.
Ornithophana. O-R-N-I-T-H-O-F-A-U-N-A. Ornithophana.
Alla prima, alla prima. The alla prima, or wet-on-wet painting technique, has been employed by artists of various schools from Impressionism to Realism. Alla prima, alla prima.
Can you please repeat the word?
Yes, alla prima, alla prima.
What's the language of origin?
It is a word from Italian.
Can you please repeat the word?
Yes, alla prima, alla prima.
O-L-A-P-R-I-M-A.
Sorry, that one is A-L-L-A-P-R-I-M-A. Refugium. Refugium. A large area of southern France and northern Spain was a refugium during the last glacial maximum. Refugium.
May I have the language of origin, please?
It's a word from Latin.
Refugium. R-E-F-U-G-I-U-M. Refugium.
Suffolk. Suffolk. Bridget was proud to have been born and raised in Suffolk. Suffolk.
Suffolk?
Suffolk.
Are there any alternative pronunciations?
There is Suffolk. Suffolk.
Definition?
It's a county of eastern England bordering on the North Sea.
Language of origin?
It's an English geographical name. Suffolk.
Suffolk. S-U-F-F-O-L-K. Suffolk.
Aioli. Aioli. In the Mediterranean region, aioli is served with fish and potatoes. Aioli.
Aioli?
Aioli.
Aioli?
Aioli.
Language of origin?
It is a word from a word that went from Latin to Provençal.
Haha, word from a word. Language of origin? Wait, did I ask that
yeah,
already?
Latin.
Never mind.
Yeah, Latin to Provençal.
Definition.
It's a sauce made of crushed garlic, egg yolks, olive oil, and lemon juice, and sometimes potato. In other words, it's a garlic mayonnaise.
I-O-L-I.
Sorry, that one starts with an A, tricky. A-I-O-L-I.
I got that really hard.
we're at the beginning of round 9, and it's kind of what I explained before, that we don't know how the spellers will be eliminated and how that'll all go, but I just ask that the parents don't leave, because we may have to bring the spellers back up, and there could be some back and forth. So if your speller is still up here, don't leave until we have declared a champion, okay?
Silographer, silographer. The silographer Juvenal is famous for his satirical attacks on the vices of imperial Rome. Silographer.
Definition, please.
It means a writer of satires. Silographer.
Language of origin, please.
It's a word from Greek.
Are there any other alternate?
There are not in this case. Silographer, silographer.
Silographer. C-I-L-O-G-R-A-P-H-E-R. Silographer.
Sorry, that one is S-I-L-L-O-G-R-A-P-H-E-R. This word has a near homonym. The word is polydamas. Polydamas. It means, or it's an adjective, and it means inhabiting several nests. In polydamas ants, individuals belonging to a single colony occupy a variable number of neighboring nests. Polydamas.
Would you repeat the word, please?
Polydamas. Polydamas.
Polydamas?
That's it.
May I have the language of origin, please?
The word is from originally Greek parts plus an English combining form. Polydamas.
Polydamas. Polydamas. P-O-L-Y-D-I-M-O-U-S. Polydamas.
Sorry, it's P-O-L-Y-D-O-M-O-U-S. Laterite. Laterite. Laterite can be used to make bricks or roads. Laterite.
Language of origin?
This word consists of an originally Latin part plus an English combining form. Laterite.
Are there any alternative pronunciations?
There are not in this case. Laterite.
Definition?
It means a mottled, quarryable clay which hardens on exposure to air. Laterite.
Laterite. L-A-T-E-R-I-T-E. Laterite.
One more word, and if you spell it correctly, that's it. If not, we
Haretelic. Haretelic.
Haretelic.
The professor showed slides of haretelic evolutionary rate distributions for various mammals in the most recent million-year period. Haretelic.
Language of origin.
The word is from originally Greek parts plus an English combining form. Haretelic.
Are there any alternate?
There are not alternate pronunciations in this case.
Can I have the definition?
It means of or relating to biological evolution at rates within the range or rate distribution usual for a given group of plants or animals. Haretelic.
Haretelic. H-O-R-L-T-E-L-I-C. Haretelic.
Congratulations. Flawless spelling bee. Flawless spelling bee. Congratulations. We're going to Washington. You all are just superb. Just outstanding.
Well done. Congratulations to every single participant today. As the moderator said earlier, every one of you are champions. An educated populace is just a building block for democracy and economic prosperity for all of us. Congratulations again and good luck to all.